Hello Yu-Gi-Oh players, how are you today? Welcome to my top 5 favorite Yu-Gi-Oh cards. This list isn't in order from best to worst or vice versa. You can suggest a topic for next week's top 5 in the comment section below. Now that we got the formalities out the way, let's begin. Coming in at number 5, Horus the Black Flame Dragon. It's when I came back into the game sometime in 2004, 2005 I believe. This is one of the first cards I saw and I instantly fell in love with it. And I traded almost everything I had for it. And people kept telling me, no one's running Horus the Black Flame Dragon, that's a stupid card. But when I summoned it and my opponents tried to activate spells, I just negated it. And here we are, 10 years, 12 years later, and when I go to a tournament and I summon Horus, people are like, is that new? And I'm like, no. And they proceed to activate their spell cards. I'm like, negate. And their face gets all confused. I'm like, yeah, negate. From what, they say. And I say, my monster. And they pick it up and they look at it and they twist their head and they say, what? This card negates spells? That's game for me. Yes, that's game. Goodbye. And I just love Horus the Black Flame Dragon. I love Honest. In every light deck that I play, I put in Honest. And I've seen some decks on YouTube where they run light decks and they find some excuse not to run Honest. And sometimes I don't understand. But every time I don't run it, and I'm thinking, well, if I had Honest, I would have won. So I keep Honest. It's one of those must-haves in a light deck. And I love this card because people don't think that I'm running Honest. Their attack say it's good game, ready to shake my hand, and I'm like, activate Honest. Or it's my turn and I attack and the face is like, well, you lose if you attack. No, damage step, Honest, and I win. It is so hilarious to me. Effect Valor. Now this card has been out for some years now, but I can admit when it first came out, I didn't want to run it. I didn't understand, I gotta activate it on my opponent's turn, on his main phase, and no other turn. I prefer to run Forbidden Chalice instead. Having that surprise factor to negate a card on my opponent's turn on the main phase that could potentially would have killed me. It made me look at Effect Valor differently. And many people have called on. Sometimes Yu-Gi-Oh players are dumb, and we are like, well, that card is bad until someone proves it wrong. Exodia. Oh man, this card, Exodia, along with Dark Magician and Blue Eyes and the Egyptian God cards, those are the cards that I fell in love with when I watched the show. You know, as a kid growing up and watching the show, and Exodia just felt so powerful. When I looked at the card, I'm like, this is so good. Exodia, the show, it inspired my imagination, and every time I had this card, I just felt like I was Yugi. I just felt like I was in the show. And this is why I love Exodia. Even though people today are like, oh, it's a troll card, don't use that card. People look at you horribly when you play Exodia. But it's just, it still stirs my imagination. When I look at the cards, I'm like, wow, I have Exodia and I win. This is great. Just like the show. ARCHLORD KRISTYA. I love this card because everyone special summons. Everyone. And when I'm like, summon ARCHLORD KRISTYA, people are ready to quit. It feels like an instant win. Better than Exodia. Summon ARCHLORD KRISTYA. Are you done now? Is it game? It was so satisfying watching my opponent who's playing this $1,000 deck, and now I'm playing a leftover cheap deck, and I summon ARCHLORD KRISTYA and win. So these are my top 5. Before you leave this video, I also want to know if you guys prefer a top 10 list instead. Also, any other advice would be appreciated. Thanks for watching your Yu-Gi-Oh channel, and I end my turn. Go.